I'm a tenant farmer, a 700-acre farm in the middle of Dartmoor. We have a tourism business on our farm, which at the present moment was using about £10,000 worth of oil. A few years ago, the reason why I had to sort of justify what we were doing to start with, obviously, is the rise in price of oil. But this is back in 2007 when oil was kind of about 35 pence a litre, and I still found it shocking then. So commercially, so the way I got it, it seemed to where we came from, that if we were using more than £10,000 worth of oil a year, there was a justification to look at biomass. Now there's other things you can look at, like boilers, pelleters, pelletized boilers, and all this sort of stuff. The first thing we done actually was to look at our saving costs, our insulation values and all that sort of stuff before we started. And at the same time, we have no control, it seems at the present moment, over our oil supply as an end user. So, and I thought this presentation 2 or 3 years ago, so it's still quite up to date. So having security of our own destiny in a way was quite nice. The carbon footprint, my credentials and all that is very important, private flag. At the same time, utilising the local resource available to us. Well, I live right next to a forest commission plantation, so the wood there, And at the same time, with farming on the middle of Dartmoor, we're up to 1,400 people on sea level, marginal farming. We look at the employment opportunities. We have a few tractors and all the rest of that, available to us. I just thought the whole idea was a possibility. So that was sort of the background of where we wanted to look at. So I decided then to go and find out how much it's going to cost but this, I've one step ahead of it really. This is how I found the funding. All right, we were looking at this project cost about £80,000 put in. When I first got the first page, I saw it at 30,000. Well, that's great. Then the installation costs and all that was on top. Phenomenal. I think to be fair, this is going back now 3 years. This stuff, obviously the grants. Now this is incidental because these are not here anymore. You've been now looking at RHIs and whatnot. Hopefully, these guys are talking about that as well. But I looked at the DEFRA scheme there, which was took about 18-month lead on that before we got the money. And then we had RAPD, which was Devon County. But it's all sort of rattled down through there. The important ones, I suppose, we can relate to now is a carbon trust loan. I think that's all running around out there. You've got to pay those back, obviously, but it's interest-free. But the enhanced capital allowance, now, fortunately, farmers not very good at making money, it seems, but my tourism business does, luckily. So we actually save ourselves £10,000 of tax on our tourism business. But the interesting thing from the Carbon Trust, and the accounting can talk about this, can remember that, they will not loan money to farmers. Well, as far as I know, they might have changed it, but there you are. I just wanted to put that in. At the time, I had to borrow this money through my tourism activity. And they kept writing up to me, "What's Brim's Farm?" I said, "No, it's Brim's Farm," which is my lucky separate business. But that's food for thought there. And then we converted an old farm, 20,000 quid to, make the job work. So the running cost, what we found, we have quite a large setup on our place, and we have an occupancy rate about 75% over the year. We do corporate training and rounders and all those sort of guys, high energy use. So our heating bill was saying was about 10,700. By putting the boiler on was going to save us about 6,100 there. Sort of, it's all back to be honest originally because we just didn't know where the cost was. This is all based on 35 pence a litre unit. So you can double that now actually because that's where it's gone. I suppose it's mid-50s now. I don't know. It fluctuates so much. Just after Christmas it was 71 I was told. But the Carbon Trust loan, again, is based on your tonnage of carbon reduction. There's all these formulas that come up with, but it's best to do it. What they actually done with my Carbon Trust loan, now I get it for 5 years, that will, have a cash flow. They maybe pick up in 3, maybe spread a bit. So we're paying about £700–800 a month. But again, we were probably paying £400 or £500 a month on oil use, So it's interesting the bottom bit there. Without any financial support on 35 pence a litre, it would take us 13 years to pay it off. So probably a tenanted farm. It's a very difficult one. You've got to think about, especially my position, where if I invest in something, we've got to get that money out. within a certain period, because obviously, you know, I don't give it to the landlord, you know, not alone, but we got like an 18-year write-off on our boilers, so there was quite a good investment for us. And of course, they don't recognise any of the grants you gain down that road. Obviously, can't trust road and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, but that's, you know, the decision you've got to make. The biggest thing for us is saving that oil price. And that, you know, at present moment probably is about 8,000 to 10,000 a year now. So we can reinvest that in other areas. There's a local workman, I don't think they're going to hang on, isn't it? But that's been the boiler which we put in. At the same time, I happened to hit it quite nicely with the Forestry Commission, because I was looking at source our fuel, and they wanted to get into the bioenergy sort of market themselves. So I managed to secure some funding through the Forestry Commission and work with the Devon Association of Renewable Energy in setting up an idea of producing wood chip on Dartmoor. So hence they actually gave me 100% grant towards a chipper, which was nice, isn't it? But on the pretense that I actually get on and do something. So I went off. This is the barn we converted. Again, there's planning issues, which we can probably discuss in a minute. I did put a chimney through the roof, but change of use. So there's our store. We've got about 6 weeks worth of chip we can blow into that building. We redesigned an old Parmeter straw chopper vehicle, sort of trailer, and that's how we blow wood chip. Now it carries 20 cubic meters of wood. There's, you know, it's a clever way of doing it. We sort of thought the ideas, and I think farmers are good at doing those sort of things. But when we sort of got our idea up and running, I really thought the importance of what I said I'll do was obviously with this money from the Forestry Commission and working with the Devon Association of Renewable Energy, I said, right, okay, I like the idea of a cooperative. I like the idea of people, these boilers are going to go in. And at the time, there was about 2 or 3 other boys already in the region of Dartmoor, and we managed to sort of persuade them to come to a meeting, and then the idea was sort of born that we'd like to work on a collaborative approach. And at the same time, they opened up this grant opportunity through the Bioenergy Infrastructure Scheme, which was a national thing to bid for. And I went under the cooperative approach and set up a thing called an industrial problem society, which is a non-profit, because really I'm not really interested in making money out of this. I just want to save money and secure a fuel supply. And that was the common denominator between our boiler owners. You're spending £80,000 to £100,000 on putting this kind of kit in. You want to make sure you have a good fuel supply, you know, or without monopolising, or that way, because there is commercial guys out there supply. You know, forest fuels do a very good job, to be fair. One of the biggest runs part of the world. What we were looking at from our cooperative aspect was that actually the biodiversity of the woodland, the enjoyment we have from the woodland, we want to buy as cheap as we can, but at the same time recognise the importance of the investment needed to look after these woodlands. If everybody cuts the woodlands down, we've got no room to supply. So we were successful with a £75,000 100% grant from the Bioenergy Infrastructure Scheme to set up the woodland cooperative. And that was capital equipment, that was quite a log trailer. This is available. If you look at our Dartmoor Fuel website, you'll see our background on there, a bit more interest there. But it was an opportunity which was there. Everybody could have done it. You know, I just said, oh, well, it's a good idea. I'll see if we do that. I was very open and said, this is what we should do. And from there, we've gone forward. We bought a processing, this trailer, global wood chip. We've got the log trailer collect wood within our region. And we're processing about 1,000 tonnes of timber now. And we set this up about 18 months ago. So it's a growth industry, but it's a risky industry, I must say. It's not a question of cutting wood, putting a tree down and shoving for a chipper. We're looking at 2 years, storage, trying to get the material right. We have high rainfall. It's different up this part of the world than what we have in Dartmoor. 100 inches of rain we get from our part of the world. So we're now looking at an RDP bid, now to put a big building up. You know, we're investing quite a lot of money ourselves through our cooperative to develop the whole idea. But the idea of the cooperative is that you actually forward buy your own timber for 12 months. So, you know, for us that would be 8,000 quid in the pot. You know, you buy your oil for it, you know, you don't buy your oil after you've used it. So it's using that site to make sure it's, what we found is that there's no problem with the equipment, it's the fuel you have problems with. So that's the area we're really concentrating on trying to get right. And that's why the cooperative is working quite well at the moment. So that's just the sort of background I'm about. Very sort of short and sweet, hopefully, and listen to any questions in it.